Folks, what I'm about to tell you right now is something I would have never imagined happening in the modern NFL. Something so crazy, so unprecedented, that it's reshaping the entire landscape of the 2026 season before it even really begins. In the next few moments, I will reveal exclusive insider details, backed by years of scouting experience, confidential sources, and a trail of breadcrumbs that point to one of the most explosive trade rumors in recent league history. This is not a drill. This is the kind of news that's going to send shockwaves through every corner of the NFL. But I warn you, what you're about to hear might just be the tip of the iceberg. There's a secret so big, so hidden behind layers of league confidentiality, that only a select few know the full truth. And I'm here to connect the dots, to give you the inside scoop that will keep you on the edge of your seat for the next hour. If you're not subscribed, if you're not liking this video, and you're not clicking that bell to be the first with the reel, then let me tell you, you're missing out on a story that will redefine your understanding of NFL power plays. Because this isn't just about player movement. It's a chess game involving billion-dollar franchises, NFL insiders, and a player who's caught in the middle, fighting through a devastating injury, yet somehow this saga's only just begun. Are you ready to uncover the truth? Because I am about to share the full, unfiltered inside story, and trust me, this is one you're going to want to hear all the way through. Once you realize what's really happening behind the scenes, everything you thought you knew will be turned upside down. So stay with me, stay locked in, and don't blink, because the biggest trade rumor of 2026 is about to explode. Let's get into it. The first thing you need to understand is this. The Cleveland Browns didn't sign Todd Monken and build a new era solely to watch the league pass them by in silence. No, they've got ambitions, massive ambitions. And right now, they're targeting one of the most polarizing, yet promising offensive linemen in the NFL, Ikem Ekwonu of the Carolina Panthers. But it's not just a simple trade rumor. It's a carefully crafted chess move in a league where half a second or a single block can mean millions in playoff revenue, Super Bowl dreams, and franchise legacy. To appreciate the gravity of this, let's do a deep dive into what Cleveland needs, what they're missing, and how Ekwonu fits into their grand scheme. First, let's analyze the Browns' recent offensive struggles. They've had flashes of brilliance, an explosive run game, talented receivers, and a quarterback who's trending upwards. But the offensive tackle position, especially on the left side, has been a chronic sore spot. The recent departure of Jack Conklin's backup, a series of inconsistent performances from the right side, and the nagging injury issues have exposed Cleveland's offensive front as vulnerable. Vulnerable enough for a team with Super Bowl aspirations to retrofit quickly. They want a unit that can dominate from the first snap to the last whistle. And make no mistake, Cleveland's new offensive staff, led by Todd Monken, isn't just tinkering, they're orchestrating a full-blown offensive revolution. What about the analytics? Modern NFL scouting relies heavily on advanced metrics. Pass block win rate, pressure allowed, run blocking grades. Ekwonu's tape checks all the boxes for elite potential. His film from NC State and his NFL rookie year display a maelstrom of power, agility, and technical precision. Despite missing some time due to injury, his 2025 tape initially showed promise, with PFF grades in the high 70s and a run-blocking grade that signaled top-tier ability. Now, after the injury, ruptured patellar tendon, most teams see him as a high-risk, high-reward project. But Cleveland, they smell blood in the water. They see the raw, unpolished talent and see a player who, with the right rehab and coaching, could become the league's best left tackle. They're willing to gamble. Now, let's talk specifics about what makes Ekwonu the perfect fit. He's a mauler in the run game, bulldozing defenders with a combination of strength and high-level footwork. His athleticism is undeniable, especially for a lineman his size. Standing 6'4" and roughly 325 pounds, he moves like a much smaller man, often outflanking better-known pass rushers. His arm length and punch are elite, often allowing him to stonewall edge threats before they even get close to the quarterback. Despite the injury setback, scouts close to the Browns' inner circle believe that with cutting-edge regenerative therapies and a meticulous rehab, he could return stronger than ever. And let's not forget the mental makeup. Ekwonu isn't just a brawler, he's a technician. His college accolades, Unanimous All-American, Jacobs blocking trophy are proof that his technical skills and football IQ are off the charts. Combine that with his versatility. He can play both tackle spots, but his natural fit is on the left, and you begin to understand why Cleveland is so aggressively targeting him. They see a cornerstone franchise player who, once healthy, can anchor their line for the next decade. But the trade. That's where it gets even more explosive. Let me tell you how this could happen. Carolina, in the middle of a rebuild, is desperate for draft capital and veteran talent. They just lost their franchise quarterback, Bryce Young, to injuries and inconsistent offensive line play. Ekwonu, despite his talent, is coming off a major injury, and the Panthers are in a position where they might consider moving him for a serious package, possibly early-round picks, a promising young player, or even a veteran linebacker to plug the gaps. Cleveland has the assets, a treasure trove of 2026 picks, including their first-rounder, some future seconds, and potentially a player or two who fits Carolina's rebuild. Imagine Cleveland offering, say, their 2026 first-round pick, a 2027 second, plus a developmental linebacker or offensive weapon to sweeten the deal. Carolina gets a fresh start, picks a future cornerstone, and leverages Ekwenu's injury as an opportunity to hit the reset button. Meanwhile, Cleveland gets a top-tier talent who, injury aside, was projected to be a Pro Bowler last season, all while maintaining flexibility for future moves. What's the real reason Cleveland is so desperate to make this happen? It's about the bigger picture. They're not just building for 2026, they're crafting a dynasty. With Monken's offense, a revamped defense under Mike Rutenberg, and this offensive line upgrade, they're eyeing a deep playoff run. And imagine, just for a moment, Ekwonu returning to full health, anchoring the left side, and becoming the linchpin that finally unlocks Cleveland's offensive potential. In fact, I've spoken with insiders who suggest that the Browns' front office has been quietly orchestrating this move since early December. Multiple league sources confirm that Cleveland's ownership was willing to offer the moon to get Ekwonu, knowing full well that his recovery timeline and potential are worth the gamble. They've also been working behind the scenes, utilizing connections with Panthers management to gauge how serious Carolina is about parting ways. Now, it's important to understand the river of political intricacies behind this. Carolina's front office is under pressure. They're rebuilding, they have a new GM and coaching staff, and they're eager to accumulate draft capital. The injury to Ekwonu adds a twist. He might not be ready for Week 1, potentially missing the first month of the season. That shifts the dynamic. The Panthers might prefer a delayed trade or even hold onto him for a longer negotiation window if they're convinced he's still their future. But Cleveland, they're betting on the long game. And what about the media? International outlets and NFL insiders are already whispering about the possibility, analyzing film, crunching numbers, and projecting scenarios. The buzz is swirling around the league that Cleveland is prepared to make a move that will send shockwaves through the draft process and beyond. The league's best scouts are whispering about Cleveland's aggressive stance, their willingness to take on risk, and their eye for a franchise-altering talent. This isn't just about acquiring a talented player. It's about making a bold statement to the rest of the league. Cleveland is back and they're not playing small. Now you might ask, how could this trade even happen? Well, the league's cap gymnastics are complex but not impossible. Cleveland can maneuver their cap space with extensions, restructures, and roster cuts to fit Ekwenu's sizable salary. Carolina, on the other hand, might even take on a salary dump or a veteran contract to sweeten the deal. The beauty of this move, both sides are playing the long game. Cleveland gets their left tackle of the future, one who's still just 25 with a ceiling that's sky-high. Carolina, meanwhile, gains the capital and flexibility to accelerate their rebuild. So what's next? Watch closely in the coming weeks. Carolina's ownership is weighing their options. Cleveland's front office is making contingency plans, and the league whispers are growing louder. This could very well be the defining move of the 2026 trading season, an earth-shaking, franchise-changing blockbuster. To wrap this up with my expert insider opinion, I believe the likelihood of this trade happening is high. The stars are aligning. Ekwenu's injury, Cleveland's aggressive rebuild, and Carolina's thirst for draft capital make this a perfect storm. And once it materializes, the ripple effects will be felt all the way through the draft, free agency, and into next season. So stay tuned because I'll be here, breaking down every angle, every twist, every deal until the ink dries. This is just the beginning of a saga that might redefine the future of both franchises, and perhaps even reshape the NFL landscape for years to come. Hold tight. Because what I'm about to reveal next might be even more shocking, trust me. This is an insider story you don't want to miss. The best is yet to come.